Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Here are your new mods for Farming Simulator 25 on Tuesday, June the 17th. All platforms got 17 new with 2 updates. PC and Mac players got 4 new and 3 updates. We're going to go over each mod, including customization of features. That way you know what's been released and how it works. Check those timestamps to see what you want to see first, and get subscribed if you like staying updated with all of the latest mods in Farming Simulator. Starting off today, we got some new ones for all platforms. The John Deere 40 2040 4000 is from EY Modding, so yeah, no, we had to take a look at it first. As a matter of fact, the first 2 today are from EY Modding. This engine setup, we have a 4000, the 410, and the 4020. Also the 4020 extra power. This is going to be 80 horsepower, 80 horsepower, 85, and 101. Wheel brands from BKT and Trelleborg. And we have some really interesting stuff. So we start off with a 2-wheel drive setup here. We're going to add some wheel weights if we would like, other wheel weights. Then we added up narrow tire. Then we go with wide tires. And yes, they are wide. You go with the plowing setup. Duals 1, Duals 2, and then we go into all of those same setups except in 4-wheel drive. Yes, we do have the full set over here along towards the side. How's about that? So cool, man. So cool. I love it. Cabin option, we have the ROPS as well as the canopy and a full enclosed cabin. Front weights, yes, we've got that on there. Weighs 300 kgs. I wish it said it, but hey, you heard it here. We also have front loader attachers from Quickie, Hauer, and John Deere, although I will have to mention that I don't actually know which John Deere front loader it works with, so there is that. The other EY modding tractor today, we have the Case 970 1070 Agri King. On here we have 4 different engine options. 2 are more realistic, the 970 and the 1070. So you have 80 and 91 horsepower respectively, and then you have 100 and 120 on the repower / magic engine options. BKT or Trelleborg tires to come through, and we've got about half of the options we had from the previous tractor. Still some pretty cool ones on here though, so that is nice to see. We do have a nice chrome stack or standard exhaust. Doing some crowd service right there. Love that thing. And then we have a front weight on there as well, 300 kgs. No front loaders. Nothing like that. We're going to keep the old machines going. If you're a fan of New Holland stuff, well, we've got this guy, the New Holland M135, the Clayson. This comes with the combine harvester itself as well as the header. The header's 4.2 meters at 4 miles an hour, and the combine harvester's got 100 horsepower, goes 13 miles an hour, holds 1.9 thousand liters. So not a whole lot, but hey, very, very cool. Can be modded, of course. So let's take a look at it. The chopper, which can be changed up around towards the back. You either have the chopper or the cover. Nice to see that. And we have the cover, so we could do railing or the cabin. So you could do that if you want as well. Then we get into colors. Now, it says design, rim. It's really main design and rim, so there's that. We're going to change the chopper over to cover just to be able to show you that. So the first one, which it should be main, is more of an old or new mustard color. And then we can change up the skirting in the back. And then from there, you also have the rim colors, which can be changed to match up the combine, or you can make them gray. Base game gray's in there as well. As far as the header goes, we can add the cover along towards the side. So you could do basically neither of them or one or the other. It's kind of nice that we've got those. You could kind of role play that you lost one. And then the same colors that we have for the design one or the main color, those are also available here. If you do a lot of slurry, this may interest you. This is the Bomech Pack. They're all drag hoses, no customization options. You've got an 18 meter, a 30 meter, and a 21 meter. Not quite in order here, but we do have those. I believe these were base game as either FS17, 19, or 22, somewhere around there. So we do have those. If you're looking for them, they hook up onto the back of your slurry tankers. But again, no customizations. This mod does have customization options, though, the Lizard Tank Trailer 25. And for some reason, the Trailer 25 is stuck together up here. Might have to change that up. Nonetheless, we have a 25,000 liter capacity. It's going to be for every liquid I can imagine anyway. And then we have a couple different wheel options to choose from. Not only that, we also have different versions. So we have one of my favorite Vredesteins, the Endurion. I don't know how to say it, but I think it looks cool. That's about enough, right? As far as your colors go, extension color, that's going to be the tank itself. As far as the chassis, well, chassis is the chassis. And the rim colors, say it with me, are rim colors. Down here at the bottom of your screen are your liquids. We have cow's milk and buffalo milk water, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, slurry, digestate. Not in that order. We also have DEF and we have fuel. And one thing, no, it does not look to have a hitch on the very back, so you're not going to be doing anything there. One thing to note about this, as with most liquid tankers, to be fair, you will have to unfold it or open the cover first in order to fill it up. So if you've ever tried to run slurry or water or something and realized that it wouldn't work, you have to open it first. The next one is the Lizard Ozone Stone Collector. Ozone? Ozone. I feel like it's Ozone. You gotta say it with your teeth closed. Anyway, this is a stone picker. It's got a 1.8 meter working with, 6 mile an hour, 110 horsepower is required. What'll it hold? Well, about 3.7 tons. Nothing too crazy. 3,700 liters. Wheel brands, change those up, a couple different ones through there. And then we also have the green and gray or the red. I feel like we've seen this before in previous games. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like we've seen this. Nonetheless, it's from KRKZ, so you know it is second to none. Next up is the ISARIA Color and Range Extension. This is a mod pack that includes all of your ISARIA Scouts all the way up to 260 meters. Oh yes! Ranging from 32.5 meters, which is basically exactly like the one that comes with Precision Farming. However, you can also use a 65 meter, 130, or even 260, so doubles every single time. We also have the Proactive in here. However, the only difference between this and the one that we have in Precision Farming is we can change the colors. So that's pretty darn cool. All the colors can be changed, including on these as well. So, for example, if you had a nice John Deere one and you really wanted to use that, well, there you go. I think I got my colors backwards, but you get the idea. This is nice because used to, for PC, we would have to modify these in order to make the working area larger. You can see the green circle there at the very bottom. Well, now we don't have to do that anymore. So if you don't want to go into the Precision Farming menu and you don't want to select doing the whole field and you want to do it yourself, well, this is a way to do it if you would like. You could do that. Also, there is no craziness with the Proactive. This doesn't do anything wild and crazy. You just change your colors. That's it. Sometimes something is and isn't a placeable all at the same time. And that is what this is, the field barrier. It's a concrete field barrier. It could be used to block off farm gateways and things like that, field access and roads, etc. You can move it around by a front loader, telehandler, skid steer, whatever you can get under there. Weighs 1.2 tons by itself, so it's really not that heavy in the grand scheme of things, but it is still very, very cool. The ends, you can see this end is quite flat with the pop out there. This one is more oval shaped, so you're not going to be lining them up exactly. They don't have an indent to push into each other, but still pretty cool. Now that is about half of our mods today. The rest of them are placeables as per usual. The first one is the Seeds Production S from DS Power, one of my favorite modders of productions. So, hey, if you like what I like, I think you might like this as well. This will take a few different things and make seeds out of it. So we have barley, oats, and wheat. And then we also have herbicide and water. So what it does is it takes 1,000 liters of crop, 100 liters of herbicide, and 250 liters of water. That's going to make 1,000 liters of seeds. So you can see here, I can change this up, and all it does is changes up our crop that we put in. So this is nice if you got, hey, a little bit extra herbicide. If you use precision farming, you probably have a lot of extra herbicide. Water is free, so who cares? And, well, most of the time, you're probably going to get either barley, oats, or wheat at least once throughout the year. So if you can make some seeds, that is great news. You're going to be making 1,000 liters of seeds, and that is going to be 192 cycles per month. So, sounds like a lot of seeds. I say it out loud. 2,000 or 20,000 liter capacity for your seeds. We have a decent capacity for everything else as well. Pretty cool, man. Also, it matches perfectly with their other productions. Next one is a cattle barn, the old Australian MilkShed. It's an old rundown MilkShed with some modern equipment added to make it functional again. So that is nice to see. So right here's where you're going to get your slurry out of. Over here's where food and straw goes. Very cool. Of course, we can buy our animals right here. Doesn't hold a bunch, only 90 or 39. However, you can add on to the fence, and you can add on some grass back there. I don't do it just because it's easier to clean up. We do have milk on here. Now, it's not listed here, mainly because I don't have a in here yet. However, milk storage is 33,750 liters. So big shout out to them for letting me know about that. Now, it also says right here, slurry is 56,250. However, no, there is no however. There you go. Everything else, what can I tell you? 33,750 for food. 21,375 for straw. And it looks good. Yeah. Yeah, guys, that was about it. Next on our list, the Polish Cowshed. I know. 70,000 bucks will get you this. 45 cows. And you cannot expand the pasture any. So heads up through there. Blows my mind, this holds just slightly more than the last one we looked at. Slurry's right over here, at least around towards the backside as I'm doing it. As we mentioned, food and straw towards the middle. If we swing around, milk, of course, around towards the front. And nothing on the side. As far as our capacities go, well, I would say there's only a couple that I can actually see, but I don't actually see any capacities with this. Of course, nothing's going to show up when we open that up anyway. Yeah. I'm not getting any info triggers down at the bottom, so I have no idea what this holds. I'm so sorry, guys. Maybe this chicken pen will shine some light on it. This is the large, old chicken coop. Holds up to 2,000 head of little baby chickens. 85,000 bucks to buy. 20,000 liters of straw. Oh yes, that means what do you do? This is awesome. You've also got 80,000 liters of food, which is an absolute insane amount of food, which is pretty darn cool. We come in here, take a look. We got our chickens right through there. We got some really interesting stuff in here. So if we come here and we do a little click, boop, take out the hopper, what it does is it moves that hopper outside. So if you've got a truck or something, you want to back into it, you can do that. How neat is that? It's so cool. Another really cool animation. So the feed area right here, this could be raised up. Maybe you don't want them eating all the time. Click that and it raises itself up. Again, super duper cool. Not something they had to do, but something very cool nonetheless. You can also put solar panels on here, which is nice. And they also say the mulching is only decorative, except on maps using a custom animal XML. Now, I'm not quite sure what they mean by the mulching is only decorative. Not quite sure what that means. I don't know if that's manure that they're referring to. However, the manure connected just fine over here on the 4 fields map. So I don't know what the dealio is there, or if there even is a dealio. Oh yeah, lastly, this is where you're going to come in to get your eggs. I like that they've got it kind of set up like this. I think it's kind of cool. This does nothing, so don't worry about that. And we can turn on the shed lights by clicking left stick. And that's going to cut all the lights on, but I think it's bright enough in here. We can see just fine. Now, do keep in mind, you might get robbed because eggs are sold at a premium right now. Has nothing to do with farm sim. All right, let's move on. Next is the BR Small Shed, and it's not just this one. It is multiples. There's like 5 or 6 different ones total. This one is 20 grand. However, they do go all the way up to about 30 grand. So we come in here, we could customize. So this is configuration number 1. Config 2 throws on a bit of a side there. Config 3 closes it up completely. We can zoom in though, and we could see inside. So there is that. Design number 4 is going to change up the visuals. And design 5 is going to completely enclose the entire area. So you've got that, doors on either sides, and you can also do that in a concrete as well. Or go back to all wood. Not from the same modder, but a similar shtick. This is the Pack European Warehouse. And this is a 3-bay shed, more or less, at the end of the day. Nothing too wild and crazy, nothing that you wouldn't know how to do just by loading up. There's one mod, $12,000. But when we go into models, we can customize. So we've got one with a super dark concrete wall or even a brick wall. I think the white looks pretty good, but you can change them up however you like. Here's another one. Should be pretty easy to figure out. The metal sheds, 45 meters wide, which is very cool. And it is $13,000, $20 per day upkeep on it. We also have a light switch over here. Turn our help window to tell you what to hit. Left on the button. A lot more using the left stick recently. One thing to know when placing this down, it is going to turn backwards, basically. If you're using a mouse and keyboard, you're okay. It turns the right way it's supposed to. However, if you're using a controller, the left bumper and the right bumper make it turn the opposite way that you would expect, and if you hold the button, it does nothing. I don't know why some mods do that and some don't, but this is a little different. Just a heads up. Next last, we got a couple houses with a single family farmhouse. This is going to cost you $15,000. You got a sleepy time trigger right there, and that is it. It does have solar panels, but yeah, no interior. And lastly, we have the modern Polish house, of course. This one is got Christmas decorations and a sleeping function, it says. Well, I'll be the judge of that whenever I get tired, which is about right now because I got 4 hours sleep last night. So, can we sleep? Yes. And are there Christmas decorations? Yes, there are. There's actually a lot of light going on around this house, so not too shabby. Christmas time in the city. Jumping over to our new ones for PC and Mac players. They're the UTB Universal 650 from MISSPOKE. Oh yeah. We have seen the lizard version of this as well in the past, so I imagine we'll probably see that eventually, but nothing yet. Taking a look, we have two models in here, a two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive. The two-wheel drive's got between 65 and 200 horsepower, it goes 17 miles an hour. The four-wheel drive, it weighs a little bit more. It's got more power as well, between 90 and 250 horsepower, and it goes 19 miles an hour. As far as that goes, I think everything's about the same from there. In here, we have a cabin of no. We have open at the back, and then we can do a fully enclosed cabin on there, engine setups. The Plus is basically just like an insane turbo, I guess, because you just take a smaller engine and make it faster. A couple different wheel brands to choose from, which is always nice to see. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Just had some lunch. Nice wheel setups there. Front fenders, we do have a metal or plastic setup. We do have window tinting as long as you've got the cabin version on there. Front working lights, we've got some of those as well. Again, only if you go with the cabin. As a matter of fact, having the cabin offers quite a few things. So there you go. You've got beacon lights. Again, not available without the cabin. And we get weight. So you've got a front weight, which is going to weigh, I think, 600 kgs on there. You also have a quickie and Hauer front loaders. And then, of course, color options. So you have all of the colors, which is nice to see. Design, ceiling, design, and rim. Just to show you how much changes when you go with no cabin. Boom, quite a few customization options go away. You do still get your colors though, so that's nice. Moving on, we have the Warfama N218. Not only that, we have two of them. We also have the Dash 2. The Dash 2 is, well, looks a little bit newer, to be honest with you. As far as everything else, they are exactly the same. Everything seems to be the same through here. Boom, 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 boom. And everything seems to be the same through here as well. The only issue is, this one, the camera centered around the back for some reason. I don't know. I hate it when they do that. It's hard to look at it. As far as these go, we do have a couple different setups for manure spreaders. It's got a 12-meter work width at 7 miles an hour, and it holds different capacities, 5,000, 7,000, and looks like we might have a little bit more, but that's going to get into the volumetric trailer, which is something for sure. They have trailer and then volume trailer. Not quite sure exactly what the difference is between the two, but hey, it's there if you need it. You do have right covers on here, so that's nice. I'm not even sure what a right cover is. Ow! That little guy down there. If only we could zoom in enough to actually see it. There we go. Perfect. You also have driver's cover, left cover, front board, additional board reinforcement, PTO cover, rear stickers, front stickers, side reflectors, and color options. Next up, we have the grass drying and storage. What this is going to do is going to take hay, straw, grass, silage, chaff, sugar beets, cut, or wood chips, which could be stored loosely or in bales, and then you can also get it out either loose or in bales. It doesn't matter either way, which is pretty darn cool. It is a production chain, so you've got kind of a one in, one out thing. You can send things different places. You can also turn grass and straw together into hay, although I'm not sure I very recommend it because it's a very bad way to do it. You lose a lot, so maybe just use something else. This is pretty cool, though. It does have a required mod, though, the production storage control, which I'm not a huge fan of with mods like this, but it is there nonetheless if you're looking for it. Lastly, we have real autosave. This is pretty cool, so it just does exactly what it's supposed to. Autosave your game without having to go into the main menu. So that is very nice. I don't know why Farming Simulator continues to make it to where you have to pause the game in order to save it. But hey, this will do it the way it's supposed to be done. Lastly, let's talk about updates for PC and Mac players. We have the Springer Winter Equipment Pack version 1001, mod icon updated, adjustments to the SD211, foliage bending improved, and further adjustments. We also have Silo Filltype Limiting version 101, improved the detection of relevant silos, so now works with the Hofbergman map and the number of simultaneous field types for the main silo, and each extension can now be configured in the general game settings. Finally, we have the DEF mod pack. This is going to be version 1.1. Fixed a bug that caused the game to crash in multiplayer. AdBlue DEF consumption has been adjusted. When the DEF tank is empty, engine power is reduced to 10% of its original output. Oh my goodness. The speedo is no longer overwritten or changed. On dynamic AdBlue def display implemented, which can be placed freely in positioning mode. Positioning mode is going to be Control plus Y. So there's that. Also, selection of 4 different designs for the AdBlue and def displays possible, and engine indicator light's been removed. And that is it. That is everything that has been released today. If you got any more questions, please let me know. Otherwise, drop a like on and get subscribed if you do, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check those notifications, that way you never miss videos right here. Released a mod preview this morning talking about the new swathing mods. Make sure you check that out if you haven't seen it already. Otherwise, have an awesome day. We'll catch you in the next one.